Hey, and welcome. My name is Rich, and this is Champions Online, a Let's Play of Champions Online. The superhero MMO based on the Champions pen and paper RPG. This is Technical Issues, an electricity-powered superhero. This will probably be the last Champions Online stream, at least for the foreseeable future. I might eventually get together a group of people to do group content on it with, but for now I think I've done all of the solo capable content, or mostly. I have had help occasionally here and there, which is very much appreciated. Just turning the settings back up because I have made a bit more space on my machine now, so it should hopefully look better again, unless there's some weird issue or other issue with the game that I can't control for. So I've done, I think, as much of the story-driven content that's solo capable as I can, not counting a few occasions where I had people along who were helping me. And given that the stream is focused on story, and that I don't want to slow down a group of random people who have agreed, or who just happened to be the ones who I get matched with, because I want to read descriptions and point out oddities in architecture and just talk at my own pace about the game, whilst they're trying to actually do content. So doing group content would require... Hey, welcome Ravenforce! So doing group content beyond this would require a group of people who were understanding of the... Mrs. Doubtfire voice, yeah, nice. It's been ages since I've watched Mrs. Doubtfire. I should again. So what I'm doing today is going to be Death Rattle and Serene Abyss, and a bunch of daily missions that I got from Unity. I suppose I could stick around, just taking daily missions from Unity until I'm sure that I've done all of them at least once. But that would get very repetitive, and also doing daily missions doesn't take up the full... Well, I don't think it even takes 2 hours, even solo. Although I suppose the end mission might. Regardless, I'm not going to be sticking around recycling content just because I want to draw things out in Champions Online a bit further. Part of it is reasons I've already expressed. Part of it is I kind of want to move on to a new game. Played a lot of Champions Online. I'd like to do DCUO, and so that's what I'm going to do because I'm in charge of the channel. This is not a democracy or anything. I am, in fact, a dictator, though I'm broadly a benevolent one, and don't really exert any of my power. My vast power as a master of the stream, yes. So on Monday, because I'm not streaming on Friday, I think my mum might kill me. If I wanted to try and stream on Friday, even assuming that anybody would turn up. So on Monday next, I will be playing DCUO. I will be starting with character creation because there's some cutscenes that happen immediately between finishing building your character and clicking start and getting to the tutorial, and I want to show both of those. Oh well, I mean, I think there's cutscenes that start when you click create new character as well. You can skip them, thankfully, but given that the stream would be about story, I want to show them and talk about them, and talk about the whole lot, basically. So I'll be starting with character creation. Still not 100% on what kind of character my DCUO superhero is going to be, and I will be playing superhero. I know that DCUO has a villain option. You can play as a hero or a villain. Personally, I'm not the sort of person that derives any enjoyment from playing villain. So if you want, I mean, I guess by not playing villain, I am cutting off about half the content of the game. Well, but perhaps not half. I imagine that some experiences are universal. They're, although I don't know for sure. So maybe I could be convinced to play villain. But that's for the future. I still haven't, as I said, decided entirely on what character I'm going to create. We may discover together on Monday. But for now, after 5 minutes of blather, I will be starting Death Rattle, from which you start from Ladyhawk here, who is in the gardens of the Ravenswood Academy. It looks like there's only 3 buildings of Ravenswood, which is a bit odd. I mean, I know that this isn't the entire the entirety of the institution. This is only a campus, and this is broadly for basically, I think it's basically for superheroes to train. Superhero stuff, like how to defuse bombs, how to mix up antidotes, how to hack, probably, I don't know. All the kinds of random things that you wouldn't necessarily think my character should be able to do is probably where she learnt. Or, you know, your character, the character that you play as. So, the first mission in Death Rattle should be, because I made a list as I was going through them, because with Death Rattle you can only get new content. So you do a mission in the series and you have to wait, I think, 24 hours or perhaps until the next day, however that gets worked out, before you can get the next mission in the sequence. Yeah, Ravenswood campus here is just so that students can be closer to the action, but Ravenswood is definitely a secret school for superheroes. No one knows, not even authorities. Okay. I probably shouldn't say so on stream then, should I? But once you've done this episodic storytelling thing, once you've done a mission, you can repeat it. You don't get the same rewards at the end each time, because the first time you do a mission...
Hey there, hero. The name's Ladyhawk. Apologies if we met before. I've met a lot of heroes in a real short amount of time. Enough about me. You want to help bust some villain heads? I've been monitoring the chatter of the villain groups that want to mess up our fair city. And today, I got a pretty big hit. The Cobra Lords ain't known for their ambition, but they've been hitting bigger and bigger targets lately. 2 major banks in the past week. It isn't like them, and I'm worried someone new is pulling the strings. There's a big deal going down at the docks in the next few hours. Think you could sneak in and gather some intel for me?
So that's another major change with this episodic storytelling. The mission text is voiced, which is great. the first time you do the mission, you get 2,000 questionite ore, and I think that would probably be a bit too much to hand out to players every time they completed the mission. So this time it's 500. You get some recognition, you get some other stuff. I don't remember what else you get the first time you do it, but it's not this. I think you get an aura or some kind of device, like magic gloves, I think. You get magic imbued gauntlets the first time. I don't fully remember when you got those. Anyway, so let's accept. And I'll go through these in order. There's not that much of Death Rattle, and then it moves on to Serene Abyss. So there's Dark Dealings at the Docks, Catching a Wave, AP Bio, and Unknowable in Death Rattle. And, oh well, I suppose Serene Abyss is also 4 missions, or so far. From the Shadows, Shadows in Sunlight, Break Down the Walls, and A Life in Hiding. There is lore in each mission. Cool. So I don't know whether there's any more of Serene Abyss. Oh yeah, the entrance is over here. After A Life in Hiding. I only did that yesterday on a different character. So if it's not available on technical issues, I'll do it again on that character, just so that I've got it on stream. Sneak into warehouse through the window. That doesn't appear to be broken or have any opening mechanism, so apparently I just smashed straight through it, but quietly.
Good, you made it. Listen, I know there's a major deal happening tonight, but my contacts were light on details. So before you go swinging your fists, listen in. Whatever they're doing, we need to get ahead of it before it becomes a real problem.
Didn't realize that one of Lady Hawk's powers was projecting a hologram.
Gather up all the boys. The boss says he needs more cash. We're gonna hit another bank as soon as it gets dark. We give him the cash, we get the next power boost.
This is basically the first time we've seen... this isn't voiced, so... Okay. We need more information. Try interrogating them. That's Lady Hawk. So, this is basically the first time we've seen the Cobra Lords since we were doing missions here in Westside, like way back at the beginning of the game. We haven't really seen any of them since we took down Frank Zaretti, who was the leader. I assume that he's still behind bars. I mean, he did escape, but then got knocked out by the summoning of the Death Dragon by the Banner Lords, the Cult of the Red Banner. Interrogate the Batman way with electricity. Yep, basically. Beat into submission and then intimidate. Basically how it's going to go. Good thing about this new content is it's soloable very easily. Well, I say easily. You might struggle with a squishy DPS character. I suppose it depends on how well you've built it, or whether you're working as an archetype player. Particularly this large group here. No, but he said I'd be invincible. So this big group here is probably the most difficult to deal with, because the rest are just 2 dudes, 4 dudes. But as long as you know how to block, you'll probably be fine. And you've got a healing power. It does get more difficult after this, particularly... Jeez, I should probably just leave the note open. Unknowable Unknowable is a tough one. I think AP Bio, or no, From the Shadows. Unknowable takes place on the moon. I mean, we'll get there. And From the Shadows takes place in a mansion, and the fight at the end of it is with Talisman, who seems to have increased in competence since the last time we saw her, which is nice for her, I suppose, but doesn't help her in the end. You'll be surprised to learn. Just overall, very unimpressed with the whole Dukenzi family, really. You found something? Talk to Lady Hawk. I found this pearl.
Listen, thanks for taking care of the Cobra Lords. Sounds like you got more than we bargained for. You said you found a pearl. Can you bring it to me? I'm at a lab downtown. I'll send you the coordinates. Gonna see if my science friends can crack it.
A magic pearl, apparently. So, is it this? Use vending machine. No, this is just Narcola Ultra. So you said that there's lore inside every... Is it this? In the corner? First corner I went to. I don't remember which one. Oh, pick up paper. Aha. There's a scrap of paper burned away at the edges. You can only read the following. Greetings, friend. You don't know me, but I'd like to arrange a meeting between us. I can provide the Cobra Lords with the power they'll need to conquer this city. Meet me at... Cool. Thank you. There's nothing visibly here, so the fact that there's anything that you can interact with at all here is a surprise. So thank you. Hopefully this will provide the secret to other people when they watch it. So then we go to a lab. I'm going to get on my... mount for that, or my vehicle rather. Finding the lore was painful but worth it for a lore hunter. I appreciate your work. Hopefully this will spread the knowledge further. First time I did, well, not the first time, but when I was doing this sequence the first time on technical issues, I'd forgotten that you needed to hand it in the mission at this lab. So basically I left it a whole day without handing in, and that set me back a day.
This pearl is something, all right. The readings we're getting don't make any sense. It's gonna take some time to crack. Go do hero stuff, and I'll call you when I have something concrete.
And then because I've done this already, I can just
Good
go straight
news.
into...
We managed to decrypt the information that was hidden on that pearl you found with the Cobra Lords. Bad news, it's not a complete set of data. It's some kind of list, but the data we have is all garbled. We think we can get a lot more, but we need to locate 6 more of those pearls. According to our scans, they're scattered around the city. Take this waveform search device. You can use it to track the pearls down. Bring them back here when you've got them all.
That gives you a pair of goggles. Yeah, I never liked the vehicles in this game. Many of them don't fit their themes. Well, fair enough. I just have vehicles for the convenience of moving me around more quickly. I think probably I skipped the period where vehicles where it was possible to get vehicles to be functional. They're not now, as I understand it. Because of nerfs, which is a shame. The story I've gotten is that some vehicle powers were more powerful than others, so all of them got leveled down. I think in situations like that with some powers being too powerful, you should probably go for leveling up rather than leveling down, so that you bring all powers up to a high power level. But you can still kill enemies, but you need to be more carefully built. Okay. Yeah, oops. Accidentally hit the forward key. Stopped moving. It's a huge area in which you can find these pearls. I'm just going to stick around. Oops, no, I want to dismount first, then press T for travel power. There we go. And then I actually need to activate the device, which is a hologram in front of my eyes. I think you can get this as an aura, so it's always on. Or you've got either always on or in combat power auras, so they appear either all the time or only when you start a fight, which is cool. There are some auras in DCUO, but they're always on. And I just heard the audio cue. It should be from over here. Yeah, there we are. So something about the... Yeah, and these guys will show up. Something about the problem I'm having with my graphics means that the kind of green pulse isn't showing up at a distance, which is kind of a pain. It's one of the easiest... when it's working properly, it's a really great way of... Oh, there we go. See, that you can see from quite a long way away. And it's really helpful for finding these pearl things. But given the fact that my game is not currently really working properly in terms of showing all the graphics, I'm having to rely on memories of where I've found these pearls before to fly in basically the right sort of direction. Overall top tier heroes are way more powerful than vehicles right now. Lore bit is near the docks. This was the most irritating one to find. As a result, I know there's 25 pearl locations in the area. So, near these docks or near these docks? I assume it's this dock, because this is the inside the area of the mission. Over near these ones. What does it look like? Drifter store sells the hologram aura, I think. Okay, cool. Tiniest card you can imagine. I'm hearing the audio cue for a pearl, but I can't fucking see the... visual bit. Oh, there we are. Fucking Christ. Ordinarily this should be super easy, but the fact that my graphics are fucking around means that I'm struggling. So that apparently there's a little card around. Where on the docks is it? Near the benches. These loonies are absolutely bricking themselves, pretending that I'm not here. Is it on one of the boats? Is it a different bench? Aha! Interact. A company in the city makes these for all the major heroes. This one details Ladyhawk, one of the city's greatest detectives and an amazing martial artist. She's been battling street crime for the last few years. She's been active for a while then. I'm just trying to find that in open world. Yeah, wow. I mean, first of all you have to know that it's there. I really... getting really annoyed by the graphics not working properly. I don't know what it could possibly be. Do I just reset to defaults and then turn it all the way back up? I think I must have turned the brightness up as well. There we go. Don't know what had messed up then, but it definitely looks better now. Still isn't showing up though, and I'm only finding this because I know it's here. Tiny hints of lightning that I can see are looking better, but I'm still only getting tiny hints of lightning, which is... yeah, and the lighting's fucking up as well, isn't it? Look. There are a couple of pearls over here that I can remember the locations of. pearls on the ground in the first place? I think the pearls are being left as some kind of dead drops for the Cobra Lords. To communicate with the person who's funding them, who the new boss, basically. Am I using DX9? DX11 beta could be giving you issues. I have no idea. I think that the issues may have started when I installed Minecraft, but I honestly don't know enough about computers to be able to say for sure. I mean, I could probably figure out. I could figure out how to check. I just yeah, trying to find one of these pearls without the visual cue is it's not happening, is it? Unless I know exactly where it is. Is there one in here somewhere? Oh, there we are. This is probably the first one I picked up.
You escaped from the boss.
There we go. And now I can just go straight back to the lab. Yeah, I don't remember exactly when the issue started. I could probably go back and check by looking through the streams, but even if I do that, I have no way of guessing what it is that's causing the issue, and as such, I don't know how to fix it. Luckily, I think it's just this game that's suffering the problem, and so I won't be as I won't be showing it on stream, at least not for the foreseeable future. After today, then it's not such an issue. It's not such an issue.
Great, that's exactly what we needed. You have any trouble locating them? Give me a second here to run it through the decryptor. Well, that's weird. This is a list of stuff that's been stolen all over the city. Historical items from museums, high-tech gadgets. We knew these had gone missing, but we didn't know it was all related. And it looks like everything here was stolen while the Cobra Lords were pulling their bank jobs. Those cronies were just a distraction, and they played us. Oh, it makes me so... Hang on. There's one item in here that hasn't been stolen yet. A prototype of something called a matter-to-energy converter at Cambridge Biotech. Okay, that's the plan then. We keep our ear to the ground and keep an eye on Cambridge. I'll call you as soon as anything comes up. The pieces are falling together. We're gonna solve this puzzle.
AP
I hate
Bio?
to do this, but we need to split up. The Cobra Lords just made a huge play for a biotech lab across town, not Cambridge Biotech. I don't know what they're after, but it's obviously not on the list we have. We can't take the chance that this is more than a diversion. I need you to head to that lab and shut down the Cobra Lords, while I head to Cambridge Biotech and hold down the fort. All goes well, we'll shut them down twice in one day.
Surely it would be better to do the other way around, where you go to the diversion and I go to the lab that we know that they want to take stuff from, because, not to be offensive or anything, Lady Hawk, but you're an ordinary human in a costume who gets by using martial arts and detective skills, and I have a huge amount of experience fighting against magic-using foes, which, coincidentally, the Cobra Lords now are. So, really, I should be the one struggling less against magic-using foes. Oh, I'm being directed to go to this lab for the mission. For AP Bio. Yeah, it's the same building. Just with that door open. I like that they're like, thank Einstein instead of thank God. It's a nice little touch. Should have been out of range for either of those attacks that just threw me around. Oh, it looks like my high detail powers are back. Maybe I just needed to enter a zone and have the graphics reset for a new location. I guess I'll have to see when I'm actually back outside again.
Can we please go home now?
I wonder whether these guys have... Oh, she's level 40. She's a very high level. Found trapped inside the Japanese research organization known as Bureau 17.
There's no place here. Now be gone. The boss wasn't found now.
Don't know what this pink sludge is. I mean, I know that they've got like pink, magenta energy and like bits on their gloves. But I wouldn't have thought that it was powered by any kind of pink goo that they then have seeping around the place on the floor or anything.
Just take them down.
A little bit foolish.
Can we please go home now? Monsters. There's no place here. Now be gone.
I like the now be gone bit at the end. It's like telling a naughty dog to stop doing the thing.
It's worth it. Just take them
Oh, I wonder whether these have different... No, I think I checked actually, so it shouldn't have been a surprise. Millenium City scientist.
They just burst in. They won't tell us what they're looking for. These Cobra Lords are just tearing the place apart. They keep talking about someone named Hydrophus. I think he's the one leading them. Further inside, hurry!
Could just be that outside is drawing too much. Could be, but on Monday I was still having issues with the graphics inside in inside areas. I don't know, maybe. We'll just have to see. I don't think I've got much in. I think the only outside area mission coming up for this arc of 2 adventure packs. I don't think they're called adventure packs, are they actually? That was inside the computer realm though, wasn't it? No, inside inside mission areas for Unity missions as well. None of which should have been terribly big. Anyway. Quite impressed with the amount of lab that they've managed to fit inside the building. You ruffians won't get me to talk. Ouch! Oh, okay, I'll talk. I applaud your moxie, scientist. Found trapped inside the Japanese research organization known as Bureau 17. I appreciate your moxie, but perhaps don't try bravado with a very physical gang who are further enhanced with magic tools. By experiencing technical issues. Rim shot. Yes, I am. Very good. Yes. Experiencing further technical issues. So I experienced technical issues very early in the run, and I am now experiencing technical issues towards the end of the run. Hopefully I won't have any major ones during DCUO. I mean, I probably will at some point, but you know, hopefully, fingers crossed. Maybe I should change the name of the character I'm using. I mean, I will no longer be new to streaming, or quite so new, when we get to DCUO. I mean, I started in the middle of September, so it's like about 3 months. Yeah. Had the same thing with Fatal Error and Technology. So many bugs, very close to some lore in that corner. Ooh, this corner. Aha! Read schematics. This looks like instructions for how to build something. There's clearly a device here, but if the markings on this paper are writing, it's a language you've never heard of, much less seen. So basically they're studying very advanced engineering here, I suppose. Is the stuff. because it's engineering if you're building physical objects. You missed that lore. Did you mean you missed me reading it, or did you miss it when you were here doing it? Because I'll read it again, that's fine. I like that he's got a daft, enormous quiff. I think it's supposed to be a hint to that non-humans are involved. Ah, when you played it. Oh, okay. Well, to be fair, the lore is quite well hidden. Oh, there he is. Quite impressed that the thunderclap doesn't hurt the hostage at all. I mean, apparently our character's control, well, this character's control of electricity is such that she can use, you know, lightning storm in this area without hurting our scientist friend, but apparently she can also control sound waves. Oh yes, here we are. I was missing a bit. Hydrophus was wearing a lot of gear. Well, I mean, he's got a lot of magic gear on, but the helmet is it's the ancient armor costume piece. Oh, that's crashing incantation. That's an alt power. Surprised he had it.
This isn't the end of it, hero. Nothing is what it seems. When he rises, you will burn with the rest.
It was really a Lemurian. The final one was a pain to find, since you need to do a few things before you can physically reach it. The one in the moon, or on the moon. So where do I hand this in now? Ah, right. In the park. Makes sense. Let's put on this actually. when we get to the next mission, we'll be doing it alongside Lady Hawk, and she has like 3 or 4 voice lines which she repeats over and over, or at least she was when I was doing it last, which was kind of annoying. So
Oh, I'm sorry. I got jumped. I was expecting Cobra Lords, so when a bunch of Lemurians came out of the woodwork and sucker punched me, I was completely caught off guard. They got the matter energy converter. This whole thing was a dirty trick to split us up. It's good news, though. We had a lot of time to study the matter energy converter, and it gives off a really specific type of radiation when you switch it on. As soon as they try to turn it on, we'll know exactly where they are, and we'll be there. That's a promise. We got a hit on the radiation scanner. The Lemurians and their Cobra Lord allies are turning on whatever device they've been building this whole time. They're downtown, so let's get there in time to stop them. It's all come down to this. Let's get there and get it done.
So I'm pretty sure that the voice line that she said was "it's downtown," not "they're at the docks." Matching up the text and the voice is not perfect, but I'm not going to complain about the fact that there's, you know, voice lines in here reading out the mission text. That's a great addition. Over here. I'm not going in quite the right direction. Unknowable. Yeah, there we go. Whether you take falling damage if you drop into water. Yep. So it's a rift under the docks, which leads to the Lemurian Temple. Isn't this also the sort of architecture that you'd see in, or that we saw during Serpent Lantern in the Serpent Temple? It's just the serpenty bits have got bodies attached rather than just long snaky bits. I think you've got Lady Hawk, or did you say you wouldn't pick her up? No, I didn't say I wouldn't pick her up. Oh, right, there she is. I don't remember doing this with her. I think every time I've done it before, I've spawned in and just gone straight past her and not noticed that she was available. I mean, I know that she'll be with us later when we go through the next portal. Or you can teleport with a smoke bomb, but you can't. You don't have any other travel power, do you?
Keep going. You have to get that device.
is this old Lemurian or new Lemurian architecture? Because new Lemurian architecture explodes. Old Lemurian does not. Let's find out. That's not an explosion, this is old Lemurian. Revenge for what? I don't think we've ever met before. If we had, I'd have beaten you. Probably killed you. It's not entirely clear what happens to the Lemurians when you're done with them.
Keep going. You have to get that device.
And in fact, whilst I was looking over in fact, I can show you. I was looking over search for emergencies missions on Socrates, and some of these missions, I can't remember exactly which. It's not that one. That's defeat. That's defeat. One or two of these says kill X number of dudes rather than defeat. Yeah, here we are. Kill 150 Viper in Masagua Hills. So it's a less personal sort of revenge. Well, fair enough. So in Canada, at least, we are, according to the game, definitely killing Viper in Masagua. Oops. Rather than just defeating them. I don't know if it's just Viper are particularly objectionable and they don't feel that they can ever rehabilitate any Viper. It's also not clear exactly what we do to Lemurians. What that was about. Just stumbled over nothing whilst flying half a foot above the surface of the floor.
Hydrophus will finish soon, and then we will finally be free.
Flying kick the egg into a burst of green goo.
You have to get that device.
I was about to say, I don't think that any egg I'm aware of has any green yolk or white in it, but then I considered that maybe that's just avian eggs,
Keep going. You
and
have
they're
to get
just
that device.
the most common type of egg that I've ever seen inside of. I don't know whether, for example, tadpoles inside their eggs have a green goo, or whether platypi, maybe, I don't know. Insects, maybe they have green fluid inside them. So just because the eggs that Lemurians lay don't burst into white, or at least clear, eggy substance, doesn't necessarily mean that they are not real eggs.
Keep going. You have to get that device.
Yes, I know.
I fought Red Snake. You think you scare me?
Is Red Snake supposed to be scary? Wonder who spent the time to go around lighting all of these. Or maybe they're lit by magic. That's probably the case, isn't it?
Keep going. You have to get that device.
Yes, I know. You don't need to keep telling me. I've already said that like 5 times. Oh no. The lightning's going Seen avian eggs with orange yolks, so the insides vary a lot. It's burning green, either it's magic or it's toxic smoke. It could be either, I suppose. I mean, we are underwater. Oop, hello.
It is over, hero. You have failed, and his reign has begun.
Well, that's new, but I'm still not impressed. I have, after all, personally defeated... Oh, right, she was just saying her voice line again. Okay. I have personally defeated the avatars of the bleak ones, the Kings of Edom, so I don't imagine that whoever it is that you've gotten in touch with is going to be worse than that. Even if they're on the same level, I would still quite happily punch them in the face, or, well, clap next to them, I suppose, and then hit them with massive amounts of lightning. Hop in? Yeah. What are you standing there tapping your foot for? So yes, this is... We're now on the moon. Until moon base. With the landing strips and solar panels option. This is, as someone mentioned...
It jumped us.
Oops.
He is right. You cannot stop it now.
This is, as someone mentioned, the recycled...
thing I've ever done.
Yeah, okay, that's her moon voice line. This is just about the strangest thing I've ever done.
About the strangest thing I've ever done.
Yeah, you don't need to keep telling me. This is the way that the moon hideout looks broadly. It's not quite the same. There's usually a chair here, for example. And the control for opening the blast shield is usually over here rather than here. But, whoops. Still definitely on the moon. I think the Earth is a bit too close for the moon, actually. In reality, it would be a very small dot.
This is just about the strangest thing I've ever done.
Is it really? Soon he will be free. I can taste it. Is he leaking?
This is just about the strangest thing I've ever done.
Stop it now.
It is rising. You cannot stop it now. So, can you taste it because he's leaking some kind of substance? I think I am still sinking, but not as quickly.
That blue planet down there? Well, that's my home, and you're not messing with it.
Oh, not heard her say that before. So she has more than one voice line. That's nice. So I am still sinking, but much more slowly than on the moon base. Break down the barrier. crystals are protecting it, so you can't just burst in. That would probably be a bit too easy. So in the hideout, these doors do not open, and there's also no tunneling machine, which has to have gotten here by magic. Absolutely has to have, because there's no land route from the Earth to the moon. Ow, that's janky.
This is just about the strangest thing I've ever done.
Hey, Ladyhawk, what do you reckon the strangest thing you've ever done might be? Curious. I have no idea.
Hey, see that blue planet down there? Oh, that's my home, and you're not messing with it.
Continually impressed that the progenitors take the time out of a fight to poop out an egg. And that the egg is a viable addition to the fight. I mean, it's not a great addition, but
This is just about the strangest thing I've ever done.
Oh, this is the strangest thing you've ever done. I had no idea, Ladyhawk. Thanks for sharing.
This is just about the strangest thing I've ever done. This is just about the strangest thing I've ever done.
I don't think you realise this is the strangest thing Ladyhawk has ever done. I'm glad that she's letting me know. Push the button. Close the blast shields. Now, dealing with this crystal is kind of a pain in the arse, particularly for my character, because my energy equilibrium is garbage, and attacking it does not renew energy. You just have to wait for it to replenish. And she's no help. Not that she would be very much help even if she was attacking. So basically, this is going to take... Oh no! She's gotten the idea. She's standing on this handrail, which is impressive. Oh no, she's gotten bored. Okay. Thanks, Ladyhawk, for trying for 10 seconds. You're not going to get a go. Oh no, she's gotten back to it. You might earn yourself your gold star yet. So this is the most time-consuming part. Everything else uses too much energy per pulse or per second. So, and I don't think I can even begin casting Geiger Bolt on my base equilibrium energy level. So I just have to keep using ball lightning and electric bolt. There we go. But I do get a Crystallis shard out of it, which is a thing. So I think, given that this is a dojo with, or training area at least, not necessarily dojo, this is probably going to be like a retraining or retcon area for characters that they just didn't finish, perhaps so that you weren't coming here to retrain or to level up, so that you had to continue using the nearest powerhouse, which from a game design perspective is fair enough. Like I think I heard in World of Warcraft there was an occasion, one of the expansions, I think it was during... Was it during Warlords of Draenor? Where they put too much functionality in the personal base that you created. Garrison, that's the one. I think that they put too much functionality in the garrison, so nobody was going to the main faction hubs. So it felt like a ghost town to new players. So making sure that, even if you've got lots of players in the game, making sure that they're all concentrated in roughly the same place, like the Ren Center in Champions Online, makes the game feel more populated to each individual player, especially new players. Because if there's a new player who doesn't know about or have access to a hideout, for example, and they go to the Ren Center and there's no one there, and there's no one talking in chat, it would probably feel quite lonely, quite like a ghost town. So, I mean, I do understand not putting too much functionality in the hideouts so that you're not pulling a population away from the main hub. But that doesn't mean you can't keep these things in and have them accessible. I mean, you don't even have to put anything in the rooms. It would just be nice to have the rooms, basically, I think. Yeah, you managed to pull the whole room there, Lady Hawk. Well done. Just out of curiosity, what's the strangest... What do you reckon is the strangest thing you've ever done, Lady Hawk? That I haven't heard recently. It might have changed. Didn't even really do very much. It was like 570 damage. In one of those rooms would have a lab inside it. Yeah, so like, if the other side was going to be a retraining area, then this could have been like a place to do to have all of your crafting tables. Not that you actually need crafting tables anymore to craft anything or slot mods into gear. So again, maybe not entirely necessary at this stage in the game, but it would still have been nice to have it accessible. These domes, these two extra domes, are they're visible on the Moon Hideout. I mean, I showed it on stream a month or so ago. Wow, I'm impressed that this crystal battery can bleed. Although I suppose it is a mystic artifact, so maybe there's some weird fuckery to it that lets it bleed. I'm not going to gainsay a glowing green crystal battery that doesn't exist on Earth, doesn't have an equivalent on Earth. Your info. A master detective and martial artist, Lana Brandt works for the Millenium City PD. But when justice needs a helping hand, Lana takes on the guise of Lady Hawk to catch those criminals who think they can slip through the cracks of the system. Oh, so she's not the same person as...
Came out of nowhere!
Okay. I thought that she was the same person as one of the Julie Morgan. One of the very early contacts for missions in Westside, but apparently not. Wow, this is really quite jarring. I don't know what's going on in there. Why it's all fucky like that. Those crystals you get can be used.
Done, Hydrophus. Our victory is at hand. You have done well.
Thank you, Master. I will guard this place and await the new world.
It is too late, hero. He is returned to us, and the world will tremble at his coming. Prepare for the end of all things.
I'm really impressed that him and other Lemurians with very long muzzles are capable of pronouncing English words comprehensively.
It's just about the strangest thing I've ever done.
Oh, this is the strangest thing. Well, okay, fair enough. I mean, this is a slightly different scenario than before. I mean, we're fighting a Lemurian high mage or something. Where has she disappeared off to? She got blown back here and has just evaporated. But unfortunately, Hydrophus doesn't have any unique info. Oh, that's the... he's got a different set of moves this time. That's a different ult. That's planar fracture, I think. Oh no, there's crashing incantation. He's got both. Wow, this guy's a big deal. So this fight is very difficult, or it was on my main, which is quite a squishy magic DPS. Particularly the sort of whirlpool, not that one, but he'll probably use it again in a minute, but one of his powers was kind of a pain in the ass to deal with because I had to just rely on shields the whole time. This one. Barely hear him. Gladly give all for the cause. You cannot stop us. We are everywhere. This world will burn. So presumably that's him dead. Couldn't have happened to a nice... Has she gotten blown out of the building? In would it be awkward if she couldn't... If I couldn't hand it in because she's not here anymore? In a hideout, this would be the tailor area where you can change your appearance, and you can have like a mobile hanging down from here with a map of the solar system in it.
They just came out of nowhere. Glad you're here.
So apparently this room I need to do something. Get a pressure suit. Need to pick up a spacesuit. Okay. Do I have to put the spacesuit on?
They just came out of nowhere.
And then there's... Oh, swap for pressure suit, beast legs. Okay. Now I can go outside. Oh, okay. Cool. I'd been wondering whether I could go outside or not. Quite why I have to be wearing one now rather than ooh. Not seen that before. That's cool. Where do I need to be? Oh, the astronaut's not here. I guess that's only on our hideout. Between a rock and a hard place. Do you know how many rocks there are on the moon? Ooh, was that it? Examine moon rock. This moon rock looks impossibly old. There are strange arcane symbols inscribed in it, and one side of it is blackened with fire. That's a downed satellite. The spiky thing isn't something I recognize from the hideout. No, this is this rock. I think most of these dishes and the sort of bullet-looking computer console is not visible on the hideout. In fact, I think this is... We see this in the Lemurian zone, in the trench, in the very deepest parts, and it's upright, and you go to a sequence of them. Yeah, an Aegir communicator. These things are usually half buried in mud. Yeah, they're usually buried up to about here or something, and upright. And you presumably interact with these bits for getting missions and such. Return to Earth. And we're still in the spacesuit. This is a pressure suit designed to protect ordinary humans from the dangers of space. Equip it to a device slot to wear it. Cosmetic only. I don't have any need for that. Technical issues has no need for a spacesuit. Except apparently only on that Until base. Which actually I suppose makes sense. Until's base would probably only be manned by ordinary humans. So making it so that the final door to the outside can only open if you've got a transponder in an astronaut suit, a pressure suit, there, physically present, is a very sensible safety precaution. Note how it said cosmetic only, it's just a costume transform. Yes, I know, but I'm thinking in terms of story, like in-universe stuff. So it makes a certain amount of sense that an Until base that's supposed to generally be manned by ordinary humans would have a safety feature where the final outer door can't open unless you've got presumably a transponder, a short range transmitter that's built into the suit somewhere.
What was that? A prison on the moon? The unknowable one? Jeez, we stumbled on something big. Listen, I found this on the ground just inside the prison. It's a scrap of paper covered in symbols I've never seen before. This is above my pay grade. I know about criminals like the Cobra Lords, but magic powers, creatures from beneath the sea, prisons on the moon? We need specialized help. I know just the guy, Dr. Cobb. We'll be in touch real soon.
So I had thought that Lady Hawk was the superhero alter ego of Julie Morgan, who is down here. And I thought that because I think that Julie Morgan's info, plucky crime reporter for the Millenium City Free Press, Julie Morgan does not have the slightest idea that her boyfriend, computer programmer Mark Whitaker, is actually the hard-as-nails vigilante hero Nighthawk. So I'd thought that Julie Morgan had found out that her boyfriend, computer programmer Mark Whitaker, was Nighthawk, and become Lady Hawk as a result, to be like his counterpart. But apparently not. And I mean, maybe I should have noticed, but she's got brown eyes, I think. Yeah, she's got brown eyes. And Lady Hawk's got very light blue eyes. Not that you can't hide eye colour with contacts or any number of technologies that this world undoubtedly possesses. Lady Hawk. Oops, no, I don't want to follow Lady Hawk. I want to... Yeah, she's got sort of... Oh no, maybe they're green eyes. Still, not brown eyes anyway. So apparently they're different people. Fair enough. Lady Hawk and Lady Nighthawk are two different people. That's just confusing. Is there a Lady Nighthawk? Where am I supposed to... was I supposed to go to the lab? Because I know that you can find Dr. Carr in here, in the crafting center in Ren Center. Yeah, apparently I was supposed to go there. Okay. Lady Nighthawk is a vendor, if I recall correctly. Yes, it's the vendor for the Nighthawk event. Maybe she's in the Recog building. Yeah, I thought that I was supposed to go there, but apparently not. Because I know that you meet him in there with her at some point. Talk to him here first. Yeah, From the Shadows is the first mission in Serene Abyss, so guess we'll do that.
The news I bring is not ideal. The Lemurians have somehow unleashed an ancient, powerful magic upon the world. Even my great mystical sight is clouded to its true purpose. But all is not lost. I have been tracking the residual traces of that very magic throughout this city. I believe I have found a relatively small concentration of it. Not enough to solve our mystery, but enough to perhaps begin to answer the questions at its heart. Would you be so kind as to accompany me to the source of this signal?
Yep, that's fine. I'll help you out. Over here. From the Shadows. It's almost in the Shadows, which is a very old song by a band called the Rasmus. Which I couldn't help but think was a little bit silly. Mainly because the lead singer of the Rasmus in the video for In the Shadows had feathers bound into his hair, and I just thought he looked daft. I thought, given the interior decoration of the place, that we were going to a mansion, not an apartment block, but didn't he say mansion? No. Must just be making it up. Oh well. Enter apartment building from the Shadows. Ooh. Looks like bad news for you.
From the astral plane! It is holding me fast! You must find the source of this attack, champion! And quickly!
Vampires in Millenium City? What's the world coming to? I do really like the way that they collapse into ash.
Woe to anyone who stands in the way of our revenge.
What revenge? Oh right, yes, you're seeking revenge against Dr. Carr, fair enough. I wouldn't have thought that technical issues would leave enough vampires alive to seek revenge when she was dealing with new shadows. If you don't leave any of them alive, there's no one left to seek revenge. Always check the shelves. I'll go back into that room and see if there are any shelves in there. It took me bloody ages to find all the pieces of paper in the first location of A Life in Hiding. Aha! Examine ticket. A ticket to a beach boardwalk for a nighttime event themed after Peter Pan. Okay, that's in the first room. Are there any more in this mission, or is that it? Oh well, there are no shelves in this room. Did one of those summoned swords drop this precise bracer? It was definitely here, not anywhere else that any other mob had been. No one per mission. Okay, cool. I always try to read open books. Usually I fail, but hey. Well, it's more about whether the people put that in the game. I suppose that usually they don't bother. Oh yeah, I haven't been checking the artwork, have I? Here, part-time art critic. It's quite a nice picture. I don't think I've seen that before. That's perhaps a market scene with a boat. Is this a cave or a tent? Difficult to tell. That's picture of a village, I think. It's a pastoral scene. Different. It's probably a city, actually. Man with dog. Very nice. Ah, we've seen that one before. That's a very vampire-y picture. An old lady. Oops. Who the artist caught taking her curtains to the laundrette, it looks like. Same guy and the same dog. So it's a reproduction. I think they're the same ones from Vibora Mansion. Could be. At least we don't have like 15 identical pictures of the same guy over and over. Man in wig with pencil moustache, it looks like. Would enjoy a ghost hunting mission where the pictures change or jump if you go past them. That would be really cool. I don't know whether that would be possible for the game to do, but it would definitely be cool. Ooh, hey. That's not legible. I don't know if it's just my graphics, but that's not readable. It could be sheet music, or it could actually be text. It's not really possible to tell. Something just drip then. I feel like something just dripped past the camera. No. Oh, there we go. There it was again. Something here is dripping blood. Is the ceiling full of blood, apparently? It's dripping onto the floor. That's going to be a pain to clean up, isn't it? Fat man with object in hand. Androgynous person dressed in black and white. Ooh. Here is Talisman. To disappoint us again. I mean, I've read her info
I've
before.
seen you twice now, dogging my steps. I am beyond your understanding, hero, and you have no idea what is at stake here.
Try me.
I will transform this world, and now I have a new disciple to aid me.
I'd recommend against
Talisman.
relying on her.
Kill them!
Game can do location figures.
You finally made it. I was wondering what kept you. Surprised to see me? Well, I admit I'm a bit surprised to be here myself. But this Groknosh character is the honest goods, and he promised me power beyond your wildest dreams. Well, not beyond mine, of course. I'm so sorry, but this is the end of your road. Make peace with your gods.
I don't need to dream about amazing power because I'm awake.
At last, you will kneel before my power. You all will.
Unlikely. This is really a pain in the ass. None of the other versions of this power have this effect. And quite how she's managing to maintain it for as long as she has without charging up for fucking ages, I don't know. Just the game cheating on her behalf. As otherwise she's not terribly impressive.
My power is overwhelming.
Only because you're getting help from the literal gods of the world. This map has an environmental effect for the blood. Like an aftershock. The game can do location triggers, i.e. if the player comes in within 3 feet of something happens. NPCs don't really use the same powers as players. Oh, okay.
Relent to my power, or die!
I thought that they were basically the same. No, I probably can't just ignore that. I think I do have to use the shield power.
You are nothing to me but an ant. You cannot possibly hurt me.
She says, hiding in a bubble after getting reduced to 2/3 health. But conspicuously not healing herself, because apparently in the quest for power,
A minor setback. I will still destroy you and Dr. Carr.
apparently healing powers are too weak, despite the fact that arcane powers do have
Relent to my power, or die!
the arcane power set does have a couple of healing powers in it, so presumably healing anybody, let alone whether yourself or another person, is too much of a weak thing to do. She'd rather fight, get beaten up, and run away, apparently. Similar visuals, different
I'm
effects.
the greatest mage the world has ever known. I will prove it to you now.
Like, there's no way she's meant to be able to stack Devoid like that. They sometimes use exact copies, but not always exact copies. If you want to escape the vortex, turn off
Relent
flight and
to
use
my
ground
power,
travel power.
or
Oh, okay.
die!
Thank you. Those who are secure in their own
You
power,
are nothing to me but an ant. You cannot possibly hurt me.
those who are secure in their own power don't need to boast about it so much. She's a major weak source. Also, her debuff is named Devoid, needs a huge stack to do anything.
This is nothing. A minor setback. I will still destroy you and Dr. Carr. My power is overwhelming. What is happening? My power is fading.
Because you're a little bitch. Eat Gigabolt.
Kroknosh has betrayed me. That is the only explanation for losing to the likes of you. Farewell, hero. We will meet again.
It's not the fact that you're a loser. That's not what's at issue here. That you couldn't magically fight your way out of a paper bag.
Oh, thank you, my friend. I am all right. Or I will be in time. During the battle, where you performed so admirably, I was not idle. As Kroknosh attacked me, I saw into his mind. He is not all that he seems. I know that now. There's something else behind those dark eyes. He thinks of one man, King Arvad, the ruler of Lemuria. And I fear his designs upon that watery kingdom are terrible. To recruit a mage as dangerous as Talisman to his cause. I must research this situation more carefully. I will let you know when I have more to speak of.
See, Witchcraft, this is how you remain useful even when imprisoned. Yeah. Not remotely impressed by either of the Dukenzi sisters, but Talisman's really the worst of the two. Yeah, that guy who built the temple we fought Vikorin in. That guy. Like, Witchcraft can at least handle the avatars of the Kings of Edom. Helped by a team, sure, but Talisman needed lots of help from vampires and kept hiding and ran away against us.
We cannot rest, my friend. There is something dark and mysterious at work here. A powerful presence I am still unable to fully grasp. I will find answers. I promise you that. And you will be the first person I tell.
Oh, I can pick the missions up from him. Well, let's do Shadows in Sunlight first, and then A Life in Hiding.
Thank you for coming. My research is, I am sad to say, not progressing apace. I am searching ancient archives and forbidden tomes for information on this Kroknosh, and the being he released on the moon. But my research has been foiled time and again by the new shadows. The Lemurians have granted them new magic, allowing them to walk among us in the sunlight. Although as much as they may desire it, they still do not sparkle in the light. They think me vulnerable away from my Sanctum Sanctorum, and every time I battle them, I must take my focus away from this valuable research. My friend, do you think you could help me in this endeavor? If you can hunt down the new shadowed presence in Millenium City and remove them from the equation, I can focus on finding the answers we seek. Check the usual haunts. Clubs where vulnerable teenagers gather. Blood banks. That sort of thing.
No problem. I guess Technical Issues doesn't have access to these books, or maybe doesn't know quite what to look for, which, fair enough. I can definitely beat up vampires on your behalf. Shadows and Sunlight, that's the one. Now, this is apparently one of the regions where we can find shadows. Fair enough. Oh, hello. They're just chilling out near their magic heat lamp or whatever it was. Red orb floating in the middle of nowhere. Yeah, if it weren't for the fact that my game still seems to be struggling with graphical display, you'd see a sort of coruscating red-black orb here. Luckily there are other tells, like the light on the ground, for
Give it to me.
the location of these things. This is the place with Tainted Blood quest where you have to keep humans from getting turned into fire demons. I don't think I've done that mission. I wonder how I would have gotten it.
Get them! Bring them if they're right fluid!
Where the hell did that immortal go? Oh, there he is. Ah, he disappeared because he was outside of like a small sphere of the mission you get from picking up an item. Okay, I apparently haven't come across that item then. I think this is a infected citizen contact.
Give it to me!
Do you know what the name of the mission is, or what the object that I would need to pick up might be? You know, I can see that there's these orange healing crates, I suppose. How to defeat a transformed demon, I think. Oh, okay. No, it's probably not going to be here. This is where the Crowns of Crim mission took place, isn't it? And this is a Viper mission. Oh yeah, is there a findable lore object for shadows in sunlight? Civilians will turn into them, the infected ones will, so I'd stay near the boxes. Yeah, there is, but it's in the city centre. I'm fine with going and continuing with Serene Abyss for now. I'll try and remember to come back to that area once I'm done, because we're most of the way through Serene Abyss now, and I think there's just the one mission left. So if you could direct me to the lore item for Shadows in Sunlight, assuming it's still available, because it might it have disappeared now that I've completed the mission. Go to the club where all your dreams can come true. So Club Caprice. Is it outside or inside? What club then? So locations for where those guys could show up were around Caprice, around this hospital, and there was a third location here somewhere, and then this one over here. In city centre. Is this not city centre? Are we talking about up here? Because the regions of the city are not actually marked. Between Argent and Hospital there's a club. So somewhere here. Okay. Oops, wrong way. Royal Burger. He doesn't look very happy, does he? Is this it? Hero Donuts. Okay, so it's this big purple Incubus Dark Club, Dance Club. Which I had never noticed before. Just went past it, okay. Ah! This is the diary of one of the new shadows. It starts out fairly normal, but gets more and more filled with rants about Dr. Carr as you go through it. I'm impressed the guys managed to make more of a dent and impression on the new shadows than we have. I mean, how many have we defeated now? And where would I check? Thank you for guiding me to that, by the way. It's probably not going to be lore, is it? Is it heroic? Just looking for a count on how many new shadows I might have defeated. Rogues Gallery. Right, thank you. Of course, none of these are organised by the faction that you were defeating. Well, that's 100 new shadows. That's Cyberlord robots. I was nearly at 100 there. Demons, Snake Charmers, Secutor. Haven't defeated any alien gladiators. QQ. Defeat 1,000 Clyphothic horrors. Orca. No. No. Is there one for... No, there must be one for 1,000. I've got no idea where it might be. Because there's no ability to search. Fly sorter, it's not going to be that. No. Do Nemcon would require a system-friendly team, a stream-friendly team, yeah. Blue collar, defeat Argent. Athame, no. I can't find it. That's enough.
Excellent. Thank you for your diligence today. The shadows will rue the day they ever crossed us. I have just received telecommunication from Lady Hawk with hopeful news. Apparently, she has discovered a new clue in Vibora Bay, of all places. Luckily, I sent her there while we investigated Millenium City. Please, go to her quickly and tell me what you find.
Chthonic Hunter, apparently. Oh, it's 5,000 new shadows, so I have defeated 1,815, which is a pretty big number of individuals. So I guess that Dr. Carr must have defeated even more of them than I have. Dance emote for getting 5,000 of all the Vibora factions, so 30,000 kills in total. Takes a while. No kidding.
Oh no, they're not here. They said they would be here. Please tell me I didn't lead Grognosh here. Spread out. There has to be a clue.
So there's a clue up here. I don't want to pick up the couch, I want to read the journal entry. You found a torn-off piece of an old notebook. It contains a list labelled Guardians of the Unknowable One. You recognize some of the names as memorable from Lemurian history, and eventually the name of the current intelligence commander of Until. That would explain why the facility on the moon was an Until base. The very first name is left blank. You found an old weathered piece of paper. It looks like a page of a handmade book for children. It contains a drawing of a Lemurian in ancient armor holding a sword and a handwritten caption. I don't know how our character would know what ancient Lemurian armor looks like compared with more recent Lemurian armor, but okay. This is the tale of the Lemurian who saved us all, the one for whom we owe everything. That should be to whom, not for whom, but and who, because of our debt, we must forget. The one who vanquished evil, evil beyond understanding. This is the tale of the first knight of Lemuria. And then there are some places to wander. It's nice fish. Read journal page. You found a piece of paper so old that it is almost crumbling to dust. It reads, "In the days when the waves were all, the Lemurian people were born. It was a dark time, full of danger in the depths. Our people, in their folly, turned to great powers to protect them, and so the bleak ones gained their first foothold in this universe. And the greatest, darkest of them all was..." At this point, the paper becomes illegible, either through time or deliberate destruction. You cannot tell. Oops, nudge the gramophone there. I think that's it in here. And I also think that I would have noticed a lore item in here if I were when I was doing this before. Statues. You've seen loads of Lemurian statues. Yes, early flashbacks. Yeah. It took me a while the first time to find all of these. This is a handwritten note, half buried as if someone tried to destroy it. It just reads, "You were correct, my old friend. This Graknash is not who he appears to be. How he managed to discover the secret of the unknowable one, I do not know. He would have to have some connection with the royal, which must be royal." After that, the note ends. So I'm thinking that Graknash might be the first knight. Not that we'll find out. This page looks like it is from a handmade book for children. In it, a drawing shows a Lemurian knight in ancient armor standing in front of what can only be the prison you saw on the moon. In front of him, a group of other knights are on their knees, swearing fealty to him. The words, "The First Guardians," is scrawled underneath. Yeah, so I've looked around everywhere that's available in here. Ooh, different fish sculptures. Nice. And if there's a lore item around in here, then it's really well hidden, because I haven't seen it.
What did you find? Old journal pages? Let me take a look. Wait, this isn't just a story. This is a code. I know this code. Okay. If we put this here and this piece there, these are coordinates. It shows they are on the docks. Let's go. We still might be in time to save them.
Laura's in the warehouse. Cool. I wonder what Black Mask is doing during all of this. It's interesting to note that Dr. Carr will trust Lady Hawk with the security of his Sanctum Sanctorum, but not Black Mask. She's wooing jury rig. Well, it might be wooing or it might be babysitting. So I know that he's going to appear over there, but No. Oh, there we are. Examine. A brittle trident. Yeah. Okay.
The darkest, deepest depths of the sea are mine to command. But I am called to serve. I must serve. The unknowable one, he commands your death. I will deliver your bodies to him on the tide.
This is really cool. I've not seen anyone with quite this appearance before. This is apparently Charybdis. That's the correct pronunciation. You can explode the crate to get it out of the way. At the back of the room. Okay. Legends from all over the world tell of a maelstrom so powerful no ship could escape its grasp. In ancient Greece, he was called Charybdis. Only the Lemurians know the truth. This ancient creature is a bleak one, and one of the most powerful and insatiable. When he opens his mighty jaws, it creates a whirlpool so powerful that many call it the black hole of the sea. For him to leave his hunting grounds and come to the surface, something powerful indeed must be pulling his strings, and something very stupid. So removing a being that is capable of controlling water to such a degree from the water, having him leave the water and come to the surface, just seems like an enormously stupid move. I mean,
Beyond you, the rocks must turn to sand before the wind.
and there's a bunch of blue-coloured powers here, indicating that he's using the water. I mean, that's venomous breath, but it's blue, so it looks like, because it's poisoned us, but it's blue, so it looks like water.
When the noble one speaks, I must obey.
Then again, I suppose if the only beings you've got access to for commanding are water breathing, then it makes sense to send. Makes sense to send the strongest one, even if removing that strongest one from the water is kind of a bad move. I don't know what this is.
The tide wanes, but will return.
Just some old paper. Ooh, what's this? Just some old fish. Gross. And investigate markings. The following is carved into the floor. I'm not going to attempt to because it doesn't even look like English. Shook for drill. Our fub move fubby repuxical repucools owl vowly kf. Yeah, I'm not gonna try and read all of that nuts to it. It's shifted, but it is English. Is it? How? Is it backwards or something? Worked with another player to get the translation. Well, props to you for the effort. Oh, is it a cipher? Do you move some of the letters a number of spaces, a number of characters forward in the alphabet to get the correct? So presumably this is I, because you don't. Well, it might be A. Oh, it is cool. Yeah, I know that you can use cryptography techniques to solve something like this, but I don't know them. I don't really have quite the right mind for it. Let's see you show up.
And we walked right into it. And the family is long gone. I'm sorry, Hero. Let's look around and see if we can find anything to point us in the right direction.
Nice of you to show up after the fight, Lady Hawk. S equals L. That can't be the only cipher. But, sure. Do I have to come back and look at this? Return to Lady Hawk, yeah, okay.
It's another code, but not one I'm familiar with. Take a look. Maybe you can do something with this. Oh, those monsters. This is my fault. I convinced those people to come forward, and now Groknosh has them. I wish I could... But there's nothing I can do, is there? We've just got to keep pushing forward and hope that note they left behind has a clue to where they went.
First word is Lady Hawk. I will find the key. But if I recall correctly, they messed up a word or two. That must have been an enormous pain. Trying to solve a cipher and they get a couple of words wrong. You must have been banging your head against the keyboard for a while before you realised that there would have been a mistake. Oh yeah, I got Bleak Essence, which is a power, apparently. Lore item is near the crates. Which crates? For there are... Oh, here we are. For there are several, he says, and then finds it immediately. This device is a bit bizarre. You're not sure what function, if any, it holds, but it's clearly of Lemurian design and is designed by some kind of brilliant inventor. Okay, well, I'll take your word for it, game. So, is there any more of this after A Life in Hiding? Because this is the first time I've done A Life in Hiding with technical issues, and if there is more, I'd need to switch to... This is the last one to be released so far. Okay, cool. So I won't need to switch to my main Jester. Yeah, it's really weird looking at where's an area that's supposed to have water in it with lower graphics, because it's just got these sticks reaching down. Finale is probably coming up in January. Fair enough. Yeah, it's definitely got some stuff left open for solving. And I like that Lady Hawk was worried that she'd led Groknosh, the main, well, current main villain, to the people that she was talking to over here. I mean, at least she acknowledged that it was an issue, like, instead of just being baffled by it like an idiot. But, so, active missions. I've got 3 in Canada, 1 in the desert, 1 in Millenium City, and 1 at Monster Island. So, let's go to Canada. To do my dailies, because I don't think I've done any of these before on a previous on Monday. Canadian taken. Our friends at Steelhead passed along a report about a hidden Viper lab in the Canadian hills where Viper is continuing with its Project Awakening program. Scientists are being held against their will, getting Viper's program operational again. Technical issues. We desperately need to infiltrate that lab and free the scientists, confiscate the Viper tech being used for the Project Awakening program, and defeat the powered armor Viper commander in charge of things. Quiet in here. Too quiet. If you are going to save the captive scientists and stop Viper, you're going to have to hurry. I wonder what this even would be for. Take down network computer hard drives. Fair enough. Aha, here's the door. They have an odd place to put a mission table like this. You would think that you would have it in the middle of the room. Once again we are encountering crates that do not fit through the doors that lead to the room we're in. Although I suppose we have established that there probably are space distortion technologies involved in the shipping that allow for objects that are too big to be shrunk down and put inside of some kind of storage, I guess. Are you guys waiting for me? You will not interfere with Viper's latest triumph. Well, I think calling it a triumph is a bit premature. I only found one scientist so far. This place must be quite big. Must have major issues keeping the place heated as well, which I suppose could be said for most Viper bases. Don't tell scientist. I'm going to tell everyone the technical issues saved me. Nice of you. So is that cipher that we found in the final room of A Life in Hiding, is that up online somewhere, or perhaps on the Discord or something? Like the full translated or transcribed, not transcribed, the full solved text? Just sent it over on Discord. Ah, cool, thank you. So I will have a look on Discord for it. Cleaned up to remove the errors. I appreciate that. Thank you. I don't need to know what's new. Thank you. Lady Hawk, thank you for your kindness the other day. I only wish we could have returned it in kind. Shortly after you left, we were accosted by members of our race who we did not recognize. They told us that we would need to lead you into a trap or we would be killed. We can only hope you have survived to fight another day. Graknosh wants us because of our knowledge of the Keepers of the Unknowable One, and because of our knowledge of the lineage of the Lemurian throne. We don't know what artifice he will do with that knowledge, but we believe he may be more than he seems. Please, put together what help you can and come to Lemuria. We'll be waiting for you there. So presumably the next parts of not mission, but the next parts of whatever cycle of missions will be taking place in Lemuria. It will be interesting to see whether Ladyhawk goes to Lemuria, actually. Or whether Dr. Carr will, and in what forms they will appear there. Fantastic work, technical issues. Those Viper creeps will simply not take no for an answer. How many times do we have to shut down their Project Awakening program before Viper gets the message? This will not be tolerated. Who knows? I'm down to keep doing it, though. It's fun messing with villains. So the next mission is up here, and we've got another one out down here. Okay. Menace and the Meltdown. Ever since the Gadroon landed in Canada, our friends at Steelhead Division have had to contend with the repercussions of Gadroon terraforming. Unity has just received word that some ice caves that have been frozen for tens of thousands of centuries. That's an awfully long time. Tens of thousands of centuries are melting as a result of the Gadroon's environmental interference, and elder worms frozen for eons in those caves are awakening. We need you to clear those elder worms out of those caves. Make sure you track down and defeat every last one of them, because those worms are too dangerous to be loose in the wilds of Canada. Yeah, that's pretty bad news. Haven't I been here before? I suppose it wouldn't matter very much if I had, because apparently time has moved on since the last time I was here. The area is humid, and you hear the drip, drip, dripping of melting ice. If Unity's intel is correct, and it usually is, there will be elder worms up ahead. Be ready. Okay, so this is the second day that I'm working alongside Unity, so perhaps I have a bit of a better grasp for their ability to be correct or not. Initiate. Soon we will march on the civilization of man, and humans who oppose us will pay a terrible price. Your feeble powers will not save you today, superhero. Have you ever seen humans on a fishing trip? What do they do? What they do to our cousins is barbaric. I might be inclined to agree with you if other worms were in any way more evolved than they are. Given that they basically don't have brains, I can't feel that bad about it. Like, it sucks that humans test on monkeys. Monkeys are quite advanced life forms. They have social structures and means of communication. You can teach them things. Worms, even big worms, they're just tubes that eat soil. There isn't an equivalent in mammal terms, because all other mammals are more advanced. difficult to get less evolved than earthworms are. Amoeba, maybe? If I chop you in half, hero, will you regenerate? Well, worms won't regenerate if you chop them in half, so... Although, with a superhero, it might be possible that they will. I suppose it depends on the superhero. What's that? Elder Worm Summoning Stone. It's basically the same thing as a call-up Cobra Lord's Gang War, but for Elder Worms. I wonder if that's a thing available for all enemy mobs in the game. Stop it! There we go. So, I was wondering, is there a place to buy Project Clockwork costume pieces? Or how do you earn the components or the currency that buys them, or that you buy them with? I think for most, but not Psy. Oh, okay. Should be some in the auction house. Yeah, I tried looking in the auction house. They only had the Project Clockwork tights. They didn't have any of the armor pieces. It was a lockbox item. I was hoping that it was available for purchase through like recognition or some kind of currency, but it's just a lockbox item. Okay, that's a shame. Steelhead Division contacted Unity and asked to pass along their thanks to you. Technical issues. After seeing the devastation the Elder Worms have caused on Monster Island, it's important the threat of the Elder Worms not be allowed to spread. Indeed. Leave current map. The tights should also include the armor parts too. We'd have to check the item. I mean, I have the Project Clockwork parts, but... Ooh, what's happening here? This game crashed. I have the Project Clockwork parts, tights rather, but I don't have any of the armor pieces, and I either got the tights from a Project Clockwork lockbox or from buying them on the auction house, and either way, I didn't get the armor pieces. I got a headpiece so that the body, the tights could go up to the neck, like up to the chin. I think I might have shoulder pieces. Oh no, those are probably blockbuster shoulder pieces. I'm probably going to have to Control-Alt-Delete this. Now end the task, please. First time that's happened. More technical issues. Technical issues for the last stream of the game. Might be a lockbox vendor, you can check stuff. I'll have to have a look. It will be off stream, but thanks for the advice. I will try and find someone. Let's get on my vehicle for this. A long trip. Going down all the way here. he is. 22. Oh yes, I didn't read the information for this, did I? Until has just intercepted an SOS from a Canadian Viper facility to the Supreme Serpent. Recently, a Lemurian sub transporting artifacts from Monster Island to Lemuria was captured by Viper. The contents, Lemurians and Lemurian artifacts, were sent. The contents, Lemurians and Lemurian artifacts, were sent to a high-tech lab in Canada for study, but the Lemurians were able to overrun their Viper captors and take over the facility. According to the transmission, the Lemurians are going to use Viper equipment to give themselves Project Awakening type enhanced mental abilities. Unity cannot allow these Lemurians to succeed. If you defeat the Lemurian in charge, the others should scatter. Just to be safe, shut down the Viper Serpentine computers to ensure their Project Awakening technology is not operational. You hear the hum of computer equipment and realize Viper Project Awakening technology is being powered up. Waste no time shutting down the Serpentine computers and defeating the Lemurian Archmagus in charge in order to send Lemurian rebels into disarray. Yeah, that sounds like a bad time. Definitely want to stop that from happening. There's even fewer of these in their individual groups than usual, I think. Which is a bit odd. I guess the crew of the sub probably wasn't very big, and they kind of had too many people about, too many people in it to spread out throughout the whole lab here. I wonder if the Lemurian sub will be in here as well somewhere. Or if that was maybe left outside or something. I mean, it's not like they have any trouble getting big objects through the doors. Pretty sure the sub will look like the big sort of with a central bit with a sort of ring and 3 fins coming off of it sort of thing, and it's not that much bigger than this, as I recall. Or this, I suppose. It's got a special name. I can't remember what it is though. If we do the bidding of the bleak ones, we shall be rewarded with great power. At what price? I wonder what he's up to. Hurrah! Steelhead Division contacted Unity and asked to pass along their heartfelt congratulations to you. Technical issues. Your victory today has not just made Canada safe today, but the entire world. Today. I don't know if there are enough todays in that sentence there. Maybe add another one just to make sure. Leave current map. Oh, still recharging. Oh no, I don't want to go towards that. I want to go towards this. How did I get confused? Teleos isn't going to help me get to Monster Island, is he? Serpents and worms. Okay. Ah, this is an outdoor mission. Defeat Viper in Andrathal, defeat Elder Worms in Echinocus Shores. Oh yes, I didn't read the info, did I? Viper has continued their research into Ignatium in Andrathal, which may draw the attention of the Elder Worms of Echinocus Shores, who covet that power. If you can hamper Viper's efforts and hinder the Elder Worms, it will keep either group from mastering the power of Ignatium. Oh, like that. That's what the Lemurian subs look like, although theirs are made of stone rather than whatever that's made of. I wonder whether this counts as member of Viper. Oh, I've defeated 20, so I won't be able to tell. Fair enough. Oh well. Let's head on to Echinocus Shores. And then just 20 Elder Worms. He's not remotely interested, is he? Just standing there ignoring us. Well, he's gotten involved now, but I think that's because I damaged him. He's just walking off, leaving this one behind. They're obviously not friends. Imagine being this guy, knowing that you are being kept tied to the same pillar, presumably working in the same place, given that they're both scientists on Monster Island, and then the first one that gets freed just wanders off without you, just not even hurriedly. Doesn't even look back to check on you. I mean, yeah, maybe you could assume that the superhero who's here helping could be coming to help you next, but you don't know that, not for sure. Maybe the superhero is already struggling defeating the other Elder Worms, and then the one that's holding you might be just a little bit too much to handle. Well, at least Time Employee of the Month will be within my grasp. Good luck, Mike. At least this time. Ah, right, yes. At least, at last. Maybe Employee of the Month will be within my grasp. Best of luck, Mike. You shouldn't have kept stealing my pens. Oh, missed an object. Calm bracer. Fist rage, yep. Or maybe it was a stapler. Maybe Mike stole his stapler. Did you have me stapler? Nearly there, just need one more. There we go, you'll do. I still have the desert left, and one in Millenium City, it looks like. Oh, right. Let's press the audio button as well. That'll help. Any idea if there are any missions in this area? There were a bunch of Viper dudes running around, but I don't think that I ever got any missions to do anything to any of them. I mean, the possibility of me just missing the mission is entirely there. Oh, Southwest Desert, there we go. There's an Until undercover agent. Oh, okay. In that area. Oh, fair enough. It's a bit awkward finding out now, but I will remain steadfast in my decision to finish playing Champions Online for now, for the foreseeable future today. Maybe I'll go back after we're done. I suppose it's fine if we run over by a half an hour or so. Oh yes. Even though the Kular invasion on Millenium City was foiled, we are still feeling its repercussions. After the Kular invaders were repelled, biocomputers were taken from the downed Kular motherships and sent to the desert to be studied by Primus. A Kular hive leader has discovered this and sent a strike team to the military compound with the intention of blowing it up. Technical issues. Your mission is to defeat the Kular Swarm Lord in charge of this strike team and deactivate the biobombs before the Primus lab blows sky high. Yeah, that sounds bad. You hear the ticking of explosives in the distance, echoing through the halls of this military compound. You need to deactivate those ticking time bombs and lay a smackdown on the buggy boss who is leading up this explosive operation. Biobomb disabled. I wonder how on earth my character knows how to deactivate devices that I've never seen before. She just pull it apart? With her bare hands, I suppose? Just come up with an enormously stupid idea for a character. So Hans the Bear Man, who has bear claws for hands and uses the bestial supernatural power set, and talks about how he's doing everything. He's always doing everything with his bare hands. Here we are again in a room without doors big enough to let the tanks that are in it through, let alone the Humvee or the truck here. I suppose maybe the Jeep could squeeze through. It's quite a narrow vehicle, isn't it? And not very tall, not as tall as the doorway. I suppose the Jeeps could get in. I want to. Well, I suppose I could make Bear Hans a tank, after all, because I've got another idea for a character that uses bestial supernatural called Hemogoblin. It's a red goblin that makes people bleed. Why he disappeared just then? You stopped the Kular from blowing up a Primus base and saved many lives today. It does not get more heroic than that, technical issues. Well, I think saving the world does, but sure, I'll take it. You guys get armor and fancy powers? Me? I just have to use my bare hands. This is unbearable. Nice. Yeah, so let's... In fact, why don't I just teleport to Millenium City? I'm sure I had a mission here. No, just Millenium, just holiday gifts. Okay, let's head back to the Unity building. Oh, is there a teleporter here to take me to the Unity building? Transport to Unity headquarters. There is. Splendid. Oh, hey! break the walls down. I completely forgot about that. That's another mission in the
Can anyone hear me? This is Sergeant Flores of the Millenium City Police Department. We've got a big situation down here at the Museum of Natural History. I can hear explosions and screams inside. And I swear I saw Dr. Cobb run in there. Isn't he normally in Vibora Bay? If any heroes are hearing this, we need help down here. Stat.
yeah, that's a mission that I completely missed out of the Serene Abyss series. Accidentally. Yeah, so over here. Then I'll come over here and try and find a transformed demon person. And then I'll return to Unity to get the database. To return to Unity database console and over here. Get the final mission for the daily Unity stuff. There's a little bit in there too. Cool. Yeah, don't feel bad about forgetting about it, because I did as well. Glad I noticed the radio and remembered. You guys alright? You're just trying to look... Ooh, he stopped moving. That's, so's he. That's not great.
It jumped us.
I should probably stop trying to make going near them, because they
I may
seem...
have found the answers we seek, hidden here in this public museum. Please, help me fend off these attackers, so that we might...
I should probably stop going near the police officers, so that they stop trying to get up and impress me, and making things worse for themselves. Lore tip, the piece of lore will be your crowning glory. So it'll be a pair of shoes, will it? A pair of very fancy underpants.
We will not be denied the word of Dr. Cobb.
I think this happens between... this must happen between the mission where you are hunting the shadows out in the rest of the city and... I think that's Shadows in the Sunlight. So I think this happens between Shadows in the Sunlight and... Life in Hiding? Is that what it's called? I don't quite remember. Life Lived in Hiding? Maybe? Oh, it's in this room. Cool. It's a weird beastie, innit? Aha! Examine crown. It doesn't look like a crown to me. It's more like a helmet. Even if it is quite jazzed up. But sure, okay. In the Lemurian exhibit of the Museum of Natural History, you found this ancient crown. It has some names on it that have long since rotted away. Ancient kings, perhaps? How do I know that they've rotted away? How do I know that they're names of kings, or names at all, if they're so badly rotted that I can't read them that well? Yeah, that was definitely a jeweled helmet, not a crown. I mean, maybe a king wore it in ceremonial purposes, but in fact, probably very likely to be a king, given the ostentatiousness and the wealth symbol that it represents. But I really don't think that counts as a crown. Crowns are a ring with a hole in the middle. Sometimes the call up a new Shadows gang war. Interesting. Sometimes the hole in the middle will have like a fabric covering over it, you know, perhaps to help it stay on so it doesn't fall down too far. But
Get them straight about their vital fluid.
but that was definitely not a crown. Being specific is why we have specific words for things. You could just describe a crown as a fancy hat. But we have the word crown, and indeed the word coronet and circlet, and even diadem, so that we can be more specific when we're describing things. Too bad gang war devices are 3 use only. Yeah. Can you use many of them at once? Like, could you have 5 of them go on the go at once? And if you use a gang war device, does it summon mobs to fight for you of your level, or at a reasonably approximate level? Or, like, if I use the Cobra Lords device, will it summon Cobra Lords at their usual level, at like level 12 or something? Inhabit and the henchman, I know that, and I'm not sure how many gang war devices you can have at once. Fair enough. Is that a giant voodoo doll? With knives stuck in it? Yeah. Either your level or the level of the device. Just never tried using 2 at a time. No, fair enough. You're not into 2 at a time, baby. Yeah. Then. lot of this museum, isn't there? I was just checking to make sure that the wall through which bright light is shining through a window is not actually up against an interior wall in here. I mean, I think I can tell from the placement of these things that this is where there are windows. So, assuming it's not just technology, there must be like some kind of courtyard here for there to be windows here, which you do sometimes see in the architecture of museums, so fair enough. I think before I play DCUO, I'll well, first of all log into the game and make sure that it's not suffering any graphical issues. But if it is, I don't know, maybe. Well, I suppose it's worth doing anyway. But checking to make sure that my all of my graphics options are up to date. To make sure that I don't have any more issues like this. Is this guy supposed to get back up again and fight you after you defeat him? Because he did the last time I did this. Yeah, there he is. Building footprint is a rectangle. Oh yeah, that's true. So this has to be technology then.
Research should not involve this much exertion, my friend. But we have done it, and I have the prize we sought. The Lemurians and their allies were here to find this scroll. The museum had not yet translated it, but I speak ancient Lemurian. It concerns the lineage of the throne of Lemuria, the sort of thing one might use to prove a claim on the throne. But who would have use for such a thing?
A descendant of Arvad, obviously. No, Andrith, that's the one. The building, the actually has a resurrection power. He made a magic circle around himself that caused him to res. Ah, okay. So it's not a bug. It's a feature. Oh, they're all back up on their feet and feeling fine. That's nice for them.
This scroll troubles me deeply, my friend. The situation in Lemuria has always been precarious. And if Groknosh is planning some kind of coup, there is more we need to know here. I will dive deeper into my research and contact you as soon as I can.
Appreciated. So we're after transforming civilians. Oops, that's way too close. And you can still see the marks on the map where you'd have people, where you'd have the Halloween event happening, or part of the Halloween, an aspect of the Halloween event. It was around here, wasn't it? Yeah, this, oops. This museum that we were in, definitely a rectangle. Or a rectangle flanked by two rectangles that were entirely flush with it. So any internal gaps like the one we saw, should I just follow an infected citizen around and wait for them to transform? I'm burning with thirst. So I was flying around before and I didn't see any, well, any enemies around here at all. Other than the vampires who were here because of a mission. Jasper. Can't talk right now, I'm on the phone. My god, those poor Lemurian refugees. I hope technical issues can track them down. I'm burning with thirst. I must drink. Eventually they will start eating from the box. Okay. Well, let's just follow him then, I suppose. I know the poor guy's probably suffering, but the animation that he's of him flailing around that he's got using is kind of funny. I want that emote. It's quite a Muppety sort of gesture, isn't it? Oh, is he making a beeline for the box? Yes, here we go. Rampaging Infernal. Blood donor card, a coupon rather, a thank you coupon from a blood drive. It grants the bearer a 20% discount at local merchants. The citizens of Millenium City seem to be going mad. Someone has placed containers of tainted blood in the downtown area, and something is driving people to actually drink from them. Those who do transform into demons shortly thereafter. You have just defeated a demon that was once human. Clutched in its paw was a thank you coupon from a local blood drive taking place in the park to the southeast of Harmon Laboratories. Coincidence? Doubtful. Empty any tainted blood containers you find and track down their source. What kind of sauce are we talking about here? Marinara? Garlic? Tomato? Destroy tainted blood. No, I've just got the lyrics for Tainted Love in my head. Oh, that reminds me, the summon animation for Chaos Imps. Do we have that as an emote? I think it used to be tied to Clinging Flames application. You hold a glass skull in your hand, then raise it above your head. Has to be Sriracha. Yeah, probably. Or whatever it is that you put in a Bloody Mary. I think, so I was buying Christmas presents. Shh, don't tell anyone. If anyone who's watching knows and can contact anybody in my direct immediate family, please don't tell my stepdad that I was looking for hot sauces for him for Christmas, because he's bloody difficult to buy presents for. And whilst I was looking at the sauces, I saw a bottle for I think it was just labelled Bloody Mary sauce or something. So whether that's horror and the hemoglobin. Find the source of the demon blood. Okay, but that doesn't really tell me where I need to be. You're looking for an ambulance. Ah, okay. Thank you. That wasn't clear. That was not remotely clear. Or is it just driving around? A yellow bus. Well, one or the other, please. Oh, this. This is not remotely an ambulance. What are you on? Tainted blood source found. Ooh, tainted blood. Destroy the pure demon blood. Oh, that'll be this box, won't it? Investigate the blood drive. Am I going to go inside this bus? No. I was like, that would really be taking space expansion business to ridiculous levels if I could get inside the bus, and inside the bus is like some kind of enormous blown up space that could hold all of these planter pots. But no. A little bit disappointed by that, actually. Surprised the EMTs are actually demon cultists. Oh yes, I got a blood ritual tome, a compilation of demon blood magic rituals. While you were investigating suspicious activities at a local blood drive, the staff transformed into demons and attacked you. They were led by a demon Malefica. She dropped a book of demon blood rituals when you defeat her. The book contains a ritual that should break the magical seal on the Bloodmobile's doors. It also hints that a compound known as Horus Serate may reverse the demon transformation magic used on the unwilling blood donors. Search the Bloodmobile for the compound and then use it to heal the infected and transformed citizens. Am I going to get to go inside a giant bus? No, I'm not going to, am I? Just need to interact with the bus again. Yeah. Have to admit, a little bit disappointed by the fact that I don't get to go inside a ridiculously oversized interior of a bus. Because, like, at this point, why not just lean into it? Clearly the interior spaces that you're creating do not fit inside the exterior spaces for the buildings and such. Is this... Oh, I probably have a object in my inventory. Horus Sirate, there we go. Targets anything living alive except yourself. Gonna need to swap that out. Demon has been known to use magic to cheat space. Yeah, well, I wouldn't be surprised if it was Demon. But equally, it could be a technology. Isn't that supposed to work on him? Do I have to defeat him first? I mean, I'll defeat them, that's not an issue. Must have a target, and I can't target them because they're defeated. Okay, so I just have to find civilians then, I guess. Affected citizen. Oh, thank you. The dizziness has passed. Would you sign this for me? Oh, I'm impressed. Oh, it's and he's reacted as though I've done it. Okay. Apparently that was a clipboard. I thought maybe he pulled out something like a signature card or something for collecting memorabilia, but no, apparently he was looking for... Oh, I've just noticed that this mission is called Route 66. Apparently he was looking for... signatures on a... Didn't I just cure him? No, obviously not. It was obviously looking for signatures for some kind of petition or something. It's all men, it looks like. Apparently only men give blood in Millenium City. It's not that they don't have female character models. That's a very Chinese-looking dress and just in general style. But she's called Beulah, which is not, to my mind, a particularly Chinese name. Oh no, I probably won't find any over here, will I? It was mostly over here that they were wandering around, wasn't it? Is he infected? Nope, he's fine. Are you following me? Nope, I'm just flying past you. There's nothing about my behaviour that would indicate that I was following you. My feet are really sore. Somebody should start a superheroic taxi service to fly people around town. Fuck off. You need to save your life, not your slightly uncomfortable feet. It's probably because they didn't want female humans turning into male demons. Well, why does it matter? If they're transforming into demons... Why on earth would it matter? Pretty sure citizens have random names and clothes. Oh. Yeah, probably. Turn to Witchcraft's astral form, so I need to summon Witchcraft and then let her know that I've solved this issue, I guess. This is a new low even for Demon. Those people were generously donating their own blood, believing they were helping their fellow citizens. In reality, they were fueling the Edomites' dark magics and being transformed into demons themselves. Thank you so much for healing those unfortunate souls. You're welcome. Now it's the Unity building. And I'll do the daily thing, but I'm not going to go back to Slither Beach or Echinokus Shore and try and find I think it was an undercover agent, Ravenforce said, in that area. Oh, she name dropped the King of Edom again. Yeah. You have successfully resolved all the hotspot missions for today. Congratulations. However, you are not done, as we have just gotten reports of a special assignment for you. Please stand by as we get you the special assignment information. Invasion's Epilogue, or Epitaph. Even though the Kular invasion on Millenium City was foiled, we are still feeling its repercussions. Unity has uncovered intel that the Kular have returned to their downed mothership in the Detroit River south of Millenium City to try and turn on a beacon that will summon more Kular to Millenium City and cause another attack. This is a desperate situation, technical issues. We need you to clear out the ship of Kular, defeat the Kular in command of the operation, and, most important of all, destroy that beacon. Ah, so I complained a couple of times, recently and in the past, that the Kular ship in the Edomite is a reference to Luther Black. Okay. I complained that there was good story material going unused because the ship was here, but it seems, and fair enough, I'll own up to the fact that I was wrong there. It seems that they have made use of it, so that's cool. I wonder who you will be teaming up with this time. Yeah, let's hope it's not witchcraft. If I'm lucky, it'll be Ironclad. You hear the strange hum of Kular biomachinery and know you can't waste any time if you want to prevent another Kular invasion like the one that almost destroyed Millenium City. I think this is supposed to be flowing with water. That's cool. Ah, they've cleverly disguised the way forwards by putting an almost identical door next to the one that you entered through. That's helpful design. So, would I meet someone... Ah, yes, here we are. Either this is... How on earth did it get in here? This is basically the shell that shot Ironclad into this very... mothership. How many Kular interior maps do we have? Was I supposed to meet someone in this room? Because it's empty. And if this is Ironclad's shell thingy, but there aren't any holes in here through which it could have come. The Fuel fixed the hole in the hull. Yeah, I guess. If that's the case, where's the water coming from? I was thinking maybe that they'd carried it in here through... I mean, the doors are big enough, certainly. I think I might be solo on that mission. Yeah, well, it's not big deal. Perfectly capable of handling all of this solo. I did feel that coming back to this ship was prime storytelling real estate, and I'm glad that people at Cryptic or Perfect World Entertainment, depending on whoever it was that actually put all of these Unity stuff, all of this Unity stuff together, agreed with me. Yeah, I don't know, QR are weird and like their homes damp for some reason, even though they aren't aquatic. Could be water, could be bodily secretions from the biotech ship malfunctioning, which is disgusting to think about, yeah. Well, I suppose it is being... oh no, it's pooling here. I thought, well, in other rooms it was just flowing down and not gathering anywhere. But I guess that was higher up inside the... oh no. Yeah, it is pooling. Fair enough. Stand corrected. I wonder whether it's pooling in this room. Oh yeah. Okay. I stand corrected. I was entirely wrong. Guess it's just because I can't really see it because of whatever the issue is I'm having with graphics. Oof. What the music in here is like. Oh, there isn't any. At least not currently. You would think this would be a great place to put tense music in this mission. I'm trying to stop a repeat of the QLR invasion. It's kind of a big deal. It's biofluid, maybe that's why it's green. You swimming in pus water or alien blood. Maybe it's more analogous to blood. But it probably would be analogous to blood or like cerebral fluid. Ooh, partially flooded. Spicy. It should be almost. Well, it should be way more difficult to perform the thunderclap move underwater, and it should create basically the effect of a depth charge. Basically, the effect of a depth charge. That's very nice. Which would be devastating. Is the thing we're looking for underwater? Do you suppose? It must be. poorly lit. It's not a surprise. Kular World Burner. Which I think must be what Beethoven was. Is it Beethoven? Amadeus? Oh, there are bits in it. Well, that might just be bubbles. Oh no, not bubbles. Oh well. What was the name of the Kular leader of the Black Aces? Get to see him in the Kular invasion simulation queue. They're even saying the same things. Zipped! I'm not impressed with you, Mr. Kular, invasion leader, or world burner. The world burner is an optional mini-boss in that sim, and you get a title for killing him. Cool. I haven't quite finished though, have I? Surprised that there's a splitting... area. So I need to come back through here and into here. Oops. The really important part of this is that I disable the beacon that they're trying to reactivate. So it doesn't matter that much. Oh, yeah. Not just disable, destroy. It doesn't matter that much if I defeat the ones here if they get reinforcements. It's not really all that tough as a mini-boss. Throws out a lot of flames. Yeah. Fair enough. Hey, there we go. Technical issues. The citizens of Millenium City may never know just how much they owe you, and what a true hero you are. You've saved this city time and time again. We at Unity will never forget how much you have done for humanity. Cool, that's nice of you. Leave current map. His name implies he's very good at destroying things. Doesn't say how tough he is. So, go back to Unity, I think. Alright, that's the building I'm next to. Cool. Excellent work. You have completed all tasks we have for you today. Cool. Well, that is all for today's stream. And as a consequence for Champions Online, at least for now, perhaps in the future I will find a group of people all of whom are willing, who would be willing to let me take my time over making my way through content. But for now, I feel like this is as much as I can reasonably do without troubling the people I would find get assigned to on a team randomly by queuing for things. Cool. I'll bear in mind that you are you volunteer to help, and I'm sure I'll come back to the game eventually. But for now, I really want to move on to DCUO. I'll probably get a few months out of that, and then I'll decide what else to move on to afterwards. But yes, have a great Christmas, and I will see you again. I will be here on Monday, not on Friday, at 8 p.m, well, roughly, for about 3 hours, building my new character and playing through the first parts of DCUO. Goodbye.